Now we know that the weight of the body is same. Man, suppose this point is P. Angle between C and B is also theta, as A is parallel to B. Now if we need to calculate the heat energy dissipated,
so secondary amine only react with Hensberg reagent, but primary react with Hensberg as well as base. That is your 1. So because 1 is very, very larger.
So x has to lie between 0 to 1, x has to lie between -1 and 1. A little bit more than the previous one, as there was an extra x.
So today we'll discuss the test paper, guys. Okay, my name is Tejashwi Raj and I teach physics at Vedantu. Okay, so let us begin. The very first question is, a car is moving along a horizontal circular track with tangential acceleration of magnitude a0. It just starts to slip at a speed v0, then find the radius of the circle. Okay, so the time when the car will just start to slip, that will be the time when the value of friction will be maximum. Value of static friction will be maximum. So this will be the case of limiting friction. This will be the case of limiting friction. So the value of limiting friction will be, m will be common, under root v0 square by r ka whole square plus a0 square. Cool. So now maximum value of friction we all know, that is equal to mu mg. So mu mg is m, v0 square ka whole square is v0 ki power 4 upon r square plus v0 square. So m and m will get cancelled, and if we do squaring both sides, so mu square g square is v0 ki power 4 upon r square plus a0 square. Cool. So from here we can find the value of r square to be v0 ki power 4 mu square g square minus a0 square. So the value of r will be what? v0 square upon under root mu square g square minus a0 square. So I think this will be your option number B. Option number B is the correct answer. Clear? Got it? Now, next question. A uniform sphere of mass m moving along a smooth horizontal surface strikes another uniform sphere of mass 2m. Okay, basically this mass m and mass 2m are colliding with each other. If loss in kinetic energy of first sphere is maximum, then value of E, coefficient of restitution, they are asking. So if kinetic energy ka loss is taking place, that means that collision is not elastic, it is an inelastic collision. So suppose if we talk about that for the first sphere the kinetic energy loss is maximum, so that means the final velocity of the first sphere will be 0, because if all the kinetic energy is lost, then the object will be at rest. So final velocity of first sphere will be equal to 0. Now if we apply momentum conservation, so P initial equals to P final, right? So now let's see, man lo his velocity is v, okay, and this is your object A, this is your object B. Okay, so initially only m mass wala object has some velocity, so it will be mv equal to, finally this m mass has lost all its kinetic energy, so it has finally came to rest, so it will be 0. And for the 2m mass wala object, the final momentum will be 2m, and suppose after the collision its velocity is v dash, so 2m into v dash. Cool. So here m will get cancelled, so v is equal to, will get 2v dash, so v dash will be equal to v upon 2, right? This is the relation between final velocity of 2m mass and initial velocity of m mass. So if we apply restitution ka formula here, so now E will be equal to v by 2 minus 0 upon v, right? Velocity of separation upon velocity of approach. So velocity of separation will be v by 2 minus 0, velocity of approach was v, so this becomes 1 by 2, and that is equal to ultimately 0.5. So option number B. Option number B is correct. Simple. So the key concept in this question was this. the height at which the weight of a body will be the same as that at the same depth from the surface of the earth. This is a very standard question of gravitation, you know, very standard question. So like what they are asking is at what height the weight of the body will be same as that it will be taken at a depth from the surface of the earth. So at what height and what depth the weight of the object will be same. Very standard question. So many PYQs are also based on this. So let's do it. Suppose let capital M be the mass of the earth. And if we draw the diagram, first of all, let's draw the diagram first. Okay. So if we draw the diagram, here what we can see, this is our earth, right? And suppose our object is taken at a height h from the surface. So this is the object, this is height h, right? And now what we did, we took the object at a depth which is equal to that height, which is h. So the depth and the height will be same. So the object will be taken down like this. This is the depth. And now suppose the object is here. So now if you draw a concentric circle, it will be somewhat like this, right? And this will be the center of the earth, and this will be the radius of the earth, which is 6400 kilometers, right? And suppose this is our portion, shaded portion, and this part passes m1. Total mass of the earth is capital M. Cool. So now if we need to find m1, it will be equal to total mass of the earth upon 4 by 3 pi r cube, volume of the sphere, multiplied by 4 by 3 pi capital R minus h cube, because the radius of the shaded portion will be capital R minus h. This is capital R minus h. So that will be the radius of the shaded portion. Okay. So यहाँ से it will come around m r minus h का whole cube upon capital R. ये आ गया. This is your m1. Okay. Now we know that the weight of the body is same. मान लो suppose this point is P, this point is Q. So we know that the weight of the body will be same at point P and Q, right? So mg P will be equal to mg Q, है ना? So m and m got cancelled. Gp is equal to gq. So g is acceleration due to gravity, which formula is gm by r square. So g at point P will be how much? Gm by r plus h ka whole square, because this whole distance is r, this is h. Gq is gm by r minus h ka whole square. So now this question has become like very simple, very simple. So this will be gm1. You know? So now guys, gm upon r plus h ka whole square will be the acceleration due to gravity due to earth. Now if we go below the surface of the earth at some depth h, we already know the mass of the earth is m. Mass of that shaded portion is m r minus h ka whole cube upon r minus h ka whole square. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So g and g will get cancelled out. M and m will also get cancelled out, and I think we'll be getting a quadratic equation. So let's solve that. So the equation will be like r minus h, r plus h ka whole square equals to r cube. So this becomes r cube minus hr square minus h square r minus h cube plus 2r square h minus 2r h square is equal to r cube. So this becomes r square minus r h square minus h cube equals to 0. So if we rearrange it, so it will become h square plus rh minus r square equals to 0. So that implies h is equal to minus r plus minus under root r square plus 4r square upon 2. So this becomes minus r plus under root 5r by 2, or can be written as root 5 minus 1 by 2 into capital R. Root 5 minus 1 by 2 into capital R, I think it's option A. Option A is correct. Okay. Moving forward. length of the image of a linear object having length 4 cm is kept on the axis of convex lens of focal length 20 cm at a distance of 30 cm as shown in the figure. So basically, length of image of a linear object having length 4 cm on the axis of convex lens. ऑब्जेक्ट की पूरी स्पेसिफिकेशन गिवन है कि ऑब्जेक्ट का लेंथ है 4 सेंटीमीटर, कॉन्वेक्स लेंस के एक्सिस पे है, फोकल लेंथ है 20 सेंटीमीटर, डिस्टेंस है 30 सेंटीमीटर फ्रॉम, और ये डायग्राम बना हुआ है तो मुझे लगता है बहुत ही आसान हो गया. तो 1 बाई पोजीशन ऑफ द इमेज 1 बाई यू, ठीक है, तो ये हो जाएगा 1 बाई वी माइनस 1 बाई यू इज इक्वल टू 1 बाई एफ. यहाँ पर विल अप्लाई मिरर फॉर्मूला, लेंस फॉर्मूला, सॉरी. So this is our lens formula which will apply. So 1 by v we have to found minus 1 by u. U will be minus 30 because it is on the opposite side to the light being incident on the lens. Is equal to focal length will be 1 by 20. Okay. So once we solve it, we'll get 60 centimeter as our v. So v is 60 centimeter. So now we have to find the length of the image. So length of the image upon length of the object is v by u. So length of the image upon 4 is equal to 60 by 30. So length of the image will come as 8 centimeter. 8 centimeter is the answer. Option C. Unpolarized light of intensity I is incident on a system of two polarizers A followed by B. The intensity of emergent light is I by 2. If a third polarizer C is placed between A and B, the intensity of emergent light is reduced to I by 3. Okay. The angle between polarizer A and C is theta, then cos theta will be equal to what? This is a good question, like this is a question from wave optics. So the polarizer part we have to understand, right, very properly. Otherwise it becomes really, really difficult. Suppose it is already given that the angle between A and C is theta. So if we draw the diagram, suppose this is our polarizer 1, this is polarizer C, this is polarizer B. So A, C and B, right? And here it is I by 2 and here it is I by 3. And suppose this angle is theta. So IC will be equal to I by 2 cos square theta. That is very sure, right? After that, after passing through polarizer B, the intensity becomes I by 3. So angle between C and B is also theta, as A is parallel to B. Since A and B are parallel, so angle between C and B is also same. So I by 2 will be equal to IC cos square theta, which is equal to I by 2 cos square theta into cos square theta. So cos की power 4 theta is equal to, we'll get 2 by 3. So theta will be equal to, yeah, cos theta will be equal to 2 by 3 की power 1 by 4. Option B. 2 by 3 की power 1 by 4. Okay. The ground state of a hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 electron volts. What is its potential energy? See, potential energy is twice the ground state energy of a hydrogen atom. It's very simple, right? So this is the beauty of modern physics. The questions are very easy. Potential energy is equal to 2 times total energy, right? 2 into total energy of the hydrogen atom in ground state. So 2 times minus 13.6 is equal to minus 27.2 electron volts. Option B. A block of mass m is pushed against a spring compressing it by a distance x. Okay. And the block is then relieved. The spring projects the block along a frictionless horizontal surface, giving the block a speed v. The same spring projects a second block of mass 4m, giving it a speed 3v. What distance was the spring compressed in the second case? So the maximum compression means total spring potential energy is equal to total kinetic energy of the spring block system. So half kx square is equal to half mv square. And in the second case, half k x dash square is equal to 1 by 2. 4m is the mass for the second block, and this is 3v ka whole square, right? So now x dash by x, 2 se 2 will get cancelled, so x dash by x ka whole square will become 36. So x dash will be equal to 6x. Option 6. Okay. Two particles P and Q starts from origin and execute simple harmonic motion along x-axis with same amplitude but with periods 3 seconds and 6 seconds respectively. The ratio of the velocities of P and Q when they meet. They will meet after completing one oscillation, right? It is very simple. They will meet at the mean position when P completes one oscillation and Q completes half an oscillation. When P will complete one oscillation and Q will complete half oscillation, then they will meet. So now V1 by V2 is equal to omega 1 by omega 2, right? So 2 pi by T1 is omega 1 and divided by omega 2, so T2 upon 2 pi. So 2 pi got cancelled, T2 by T1, which is 6 by 3, which is 2 by 1. Option B. Okay. A simple pendulum having time period equal to 2 seconds in a trolley at rest is suspended from the roof of a car accelerating horizontally. The time period of pendulum in the trolley frame will be what? This is a question of H.C. Verma, like very popular question of H.C. Verma, right? So the formula of time period is 2 pi under root L upon G effective, right? So 2 pi under root length is 1, right? 1 meter, it is given in the question. 1 upon G effective is 2G, right? So this comes around under root 2 seconds. Under root 2 seconds. Option C. Cool. Let PR is Q by pi r to power 4 into R be the charge density distribution for a solid sphere of radius capital R and total charge capital Q. For a point P inside the sphere at a distance r, small r, from the center of the sphere, the magnitude of electric field. So basically, this is a formula-based question. Yeah. We know that E dot ds is charge enclosed by epsilon naught, right? So in this case, it will become E ds cos 0 degree is 1 by epsilon naught PR, right? So basically, E into 4 pi r1 ka whole square, which is the surface area of the sphere, is Q by epsilon naught pi r की power 4 0 to r1 r 4 pi r square dr. So if you solve it, you will get 4Q by epsilon naught r की power 4 r1 की power 4 by 4 is equal to Q by epsilon naught r1 upon capital R की power 4. Q by epsilon naught r1 upon capital R की power 4. So now electric field will be equal Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r1 square by r की power 4. Okay. So the correct option is option C. A current of 2 ampere is flowing through a wire of length 50 centimeter. A current of 2 amps is flowing through a wire of length 50 centimeter. If the wire be placed at an angle of 60 degree with the direction of uniform magnetic field, the force on the wire will be. So guys, F is equal to, we all know that F is equal to IBL sine theta. So 2 into 5 into 10 की power minus 4 into 50 by 100 into root 3 by 2. So 5 root 3 by 2 into 10 की power minus 4 and root 3 is 1.7, 1.75 is this much, 4.33 into 10 की power minus 4 approximately option. Okay. This is clear. Okay, move forward. Maximum stress that can be applied to a wire of circular cross section which supports an elevator is sigma. Mass of elevator is m. It moves upward with an acceleration of g by 3, minimum diameter of the wire. So this is a question from mechanical properties of solid. So the tension in the wire will be mg plus a, you know, So mg plus a is g by 3 given in the question already, the acceleration of the elevator. So this becomes 4 mg by 3. Sigma is force upon area, right? So that means area will be equal to force upon sigma. So if area needs to be minimum, sigma needs to be maximum, because they are inversely proportional to each other, right? So area is pi d square by 4. Force is 4 by 3 mg, which is the applied tension force, and this is your sigma. Okay. So from here, d square is equal to 16 mg by 3 sigma pi. So d will be equal to under root 16 mg upon 3 sigma pi. 16 will come out of the square root, 4 under root mg upon 3 sigma pi. This is your option number A. Okay. The force acting due to the liquid on a plane wall inclined at an angle of 53 degree with the horizontal is basically how much force will the fluid will apply on this wall. That's what they are asking, right? So force is pressure into area, right? So pressure will be rho g h by 2, right? This much distance. Okay. Rho g h by 2, and area is 5 by 4 into h into b. So 5 by 8 rho g h square b. This will be the value of force. Okay. Option number C. Simple. Okay. The gas in a vessel is subjected to a pressure of 20 atm at a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. Okay, what is the pressure of the gas in the vessel after 1/2 of the mass of the gas is released from the vessel and temperature of the remainder is raised by 50 degrees Celsius? So obviously it will be an ideal gas. So PV is equal to nRT. Now we can write it as M by M RT, mass upon molar mass into RT. Okay. So 20 atm. So if we write pressure equation here, so pressure equation will be mass upon molar mass RT by V, right? Now, or you can even solve by this equation also. P is equal to nRT by V. Both you can use. Both are same. So N is N, R is R. R is universal gas constant, will not change at any case. Temperature was 300 degrees Celsius and volume was V and pressure was initially 20. Suppose this is equation number 1. For equation number 2, pressure is P2, which we have to find, and our temperature is now 350 upon volume is 2V, right? So if we call it equation number 2, and if we solve equation number 1 and 2, we'll get pressure P2 is 11.7 atm. Option A. Okay. A plane progressive electromagnetic wave traveling in vacuum along positive z direction has a wavelength of 6 mm. The variation in electric field occurs in x direction with amplitude 50 volts per meter. The equation of electric field and magnetic field as a function of position and time. See, the direction of E cross B gives the direction of propagation of wave, right? You know that in electromagnetic wave, magnetic field and electric field oscillates perpendicular to each other, and wave will go like this, right? Perpendicular to both electric and magnetic field. Okay. So the direction of E cross B will give the direction of propagation of wave. So E cross B is I cross J, and this will give K cap, right? Correct. So that means that the correct option will be option number B. The correct option will be option B. 50 volts per meter. Okay, this is the amplitude, sine omega t, I cap, and J cap. Okay. Speed of wave is 250 meter per second. Frequency is 500 cycles per second. Distance between the 2 points having phase difference pi by 3. So delta x is lambda by 2 pi delta phi. We know that V is equal to wavelength into frequency. So delta x is V upon 2 pi f delta phi. Now we know all the data. V is 250, 2 pi, 500, pi by 3. So 2 times 6, 1 by 12 meters. Option B. Okay. White light is used to illuminate the two slits in Young's double slit experiment. The separation between the slits is d, and the distance between the screen and the slit is capital D. At a point on the screen directly in front of those slits, certain wavelengths are missing. The missing wavelengths are. So basically, the distance of mth minimum from the center of the screen, distance of mth minimum from the center of the screen is equal to y is equal to m plus 1 by 2 lambda capital D by small. And for a point on the screen directly in front of one of the slits, y will be equal to d by 2. For the point on the screen which is directly in front of one of the slits, y will be equal to d by 2. So small d by 2 is equal to m plus 1 by 2 lambda capital D by D. So from here we get lambda is equal to d squared 2m plus 1 capital D, which is your option A. Okay. Question number 18, logic gate. To get output y is equal to 1 from a circuit of figure, the input must be. See, the given circuit is very simple. A plus B dot C is equal to y. This is the equation of the given circuit, as you can see. So for y to be 1, C must be 1 and A and B can either or both must be 1, right? So A can be 1, B will be 0, C will be 1, or either both, right? But C cannot be 0, C must be 1. So that's why option A, B and D are neglected. So option C is correct. 24 identical cells, each of internal resistance 0.5 ohms, are arranged in parallel combination of n rows. Each row containing m cells in series. The combination is connected across a resistor of 3 ohms. In order to send maximum current through the resistor, we should see E equivalent is equal to ME, right? R equivalent is MR by N, correct? So current will be ME upon R plus MR by N, which is MNE upon MR plus NR. So this is your 24 number of identical cells are 24 to 24E upon 0.5 M plus 3N. So I will be equal to 24E upon 12 by N plus 3N, because we know Mn is equal to 24, right? So we put the relation of M is equal to 24 by N. So for maximum current, the value of N will be 2. For current to be maximum, for maximum current, value of N should be 2. So M should be 12. Option number A. Two long thin parallel wires of square loop of side capital L are coplanar, right? The currents in the two wire A and B are 2 ampere and 1 ampere, and total flux through the loop is 0. Nearer side of the loop is at a distance L from wire A, the separation between the wire. Okay. So we know the flux linked with the loop due to current carrying wire will be how much? Mu naught IL by 2 pi ln A plus L by L. Okay. And what is A? Distance of nearer edge of the wire. Distance of nearer edge of wire. So we know QA will be equal to QB. So mu naught 2IL 2A ln 2 will be equal to mu naught IL 2A ln L plus X by X. Solving this, we get X is equal to L by X and B is equal to 2L by 3. Option number C. Because the separation between the wires we have assumed is B. Okay. 3 lenses of focal length this much are placed in contact. The effective power, very simple. So effective power is P is inversely proportional to F. So P effective will be equal to 1 by F1 plus 1 by F2 plus 1 by F3. So 1 by 0.10 plus 1 by 0.25 minus 1 by 0.50. So this becomes 10. This is 4 minus 2. 12 diopter. This is the effective power. 12 diopter. Taking the wavelength of first Balmer line in hydrogen spectrum as 660 nanometer, the wavelength of the second Balmer line will be. This is a question from modern physics. So we just have to apply the formula. 1 by lambda 1 is equal to Rydberg constant R, 1 by 2 pi square minus 1 by 3 pi square, right? N final minus n initial. 1 by n final square minus 1 by n initial square. Solving this, it will become 1 by 4 minus 1 by 9. So 1 by lambda 1 will be equal to 5 R by 36. Okay. Now 1 by lambda 2 is R equals to 1 by 2 pi square minus 1 by 4 pi square. So 1 by 4 minus 1 by 16, this is 3 R by 16. Right? Okay. So lambda 2 by lambda 1 will be how much? Lambda 2 is 3 R by 16 and divided by lambda 1. So lambda 1 will be 36 by 5 R. Right? So this will become 80 upon 108. So lambda 2 will be equal to 80 upon 108 lambda 1. 80 upon 108, lambda 1 is given 600 something, no? 660. So solve it. 80 upon 1 upon 8 into 660. You can solve it by calculator. This will come as 488.9 nanometers. 488.9 nanometers. Okay. Question number 23. A light rod is suspended by two elastic strings as shown in the figure. A block of mass m is hung at a distance a by n from end A such that rod remains horizontal. Young's modulus and area of cross section are given. Find the value of n. Suppose this distance from which the mass is hung is x. So in this string, tension will be T2 and tension will be T1, right? T1 and T2. And here it will go down as mg. So strain in both wire is equal as it is understandable. So T1 by force upon area 2ay is equal to T2 by 2ay. So we know that T1 is equal to T2. So T1x is equal to T2a minus x, balancing the torque. Since the whole system is at equilibrium, so torque will be balanced. So T1, T2 got cancelled. X is equal to a by 2, right? So that implies n is equal to 2. 2 is your answer. If the radius of the circle is 2 centimeters, then its circumference by calculation with significant figure. So circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. So 2 into 3.14 into 2.0. This is 12.56. Now appropriate significant figure means this will become 13 centimeter. 13 centimeter because 12.56, something which is greater than 5 after the decimal, so becomes next digit. So 13 centimeter. In the circuit shown, the capacitors are initially uncharged. In the certain time, the capacitor of capacitance 2 microfarad gets a charge of 20 microcoulomb. In that time interval, the heat produced in microjoules. Okay. So basically, two capacitors are in parallel combination. As you can see, 2 microfarad and this 1 microfarad are in parallel combination. So let Q1 is to Q2 is equal to C1 is to C2, which is equal to 1 is to 2. So Q2 will be equal to 20 microjoules. Q1 is equal to 10 microjoules. So energy stored will be how much? First, if you draw the circuit diagram, it will be like this. Right? This is 3 ohms, 6 ohms, 2 ohms. So C1 will be 10 square by 2, 50 microjoules. C2 will be 20 square by 4, 100 microjoules. So total energy will be 150 microjoules. Now, if we need to calculate the heat energy dissipated in resistors, So H is equal to, the formula is integral I square RE G dt, right? So now we know that H total is 150 microjoules. So I think the answer will be, what we can do is, suppose H total, we know that is 150 microjoules. So now what we can do? We can say that energy dissipated in the branch of 3 ohm and 6 ohm will be 75 joules, right? Energy, I'll write it here. Energy dissipated in 3 ohm and 6 ohm will be 75 microjoules, right? So H1 is to H2 will be how much? Okay, where H1 is, this is 3 ohms, this is 6 ohms. Here it is H1, here it is H2. So this is equal to 6 raised to 3 is equal to 2 is to 1. So H1 is equal to 2 by 3 into 75, which is 50 microjoules. This is your answer. Okay. Okay, then take care. Bye bye. Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome to this discussion. So students, now we all are going to discuss this particular test. So first question is, which one of the following does not contain electrons in 5f subshell? So here if we look at it here, that is lawrencium, uranium, curium and then thorium. So thorium does not contain electrons in 5f subshell. Okay, so here right answer for this question is option B is appropriate. Now if I talk about the next question, the oxidation of toluene with hot KMnO4 gives what? So see, whenever we have benzene phenyl group along with the phenyl group, if any alkyl group substituted directly, that alkyl group attached to the phenyl group, then let us assume it is toluene. It is directly convert in presence of alkaline KMnO4, hot alkaline KMnO4. Directly this group converts into benzoic acid. Okay, in place of that anything you can take, like here as you can take xylene also. This both will transform in presence of KMnO4 into COOH, carboxyl group. So right answer for this question is option A. Okay. Next question, that is benzene and toluene are nearly ideal solution if at a temperature P naught benzene, pure vapor pressure of benzene is 120 mm mercury and pure vapor pressure of toluene is 50 mm mercury. Then what will be the mole fraction of toluene in vapor phase of the solution if mole fraction of benzene in liquid phase of solution is 0.6? So first of all, we have to apply total pressure formula. P total is equals to P naught of A, mole fraction of A, plus P naught of B, mole fraction of B, right? So here mole fraction of in liquid phase of benzene is given 0.4. Okay, sorry, 0.6. So here total pressure P naught will become 120 into, that is chi A data, it is 0.6 plus, and if it is chi A 0.6, chi B definitely 0.4, because 1 minus for chi B, what you have to do, 1 minus 0.6, you will get 0.4. So here P naught B will become what? P naught is 50 into 0.4. So it is giving you data 72. This is 22. So overall it is 92 P total you got. Now, but what you want, then what will the mole fraction of toluene in vapor phase? So vapor phase mole fraction toluene, that I can use this one. For toluene part, that is pressure of pure vapor pressure of toluene upon P total. Okay, so pure that is formula will become P naught A, P naught A, sorry, P naught, this one become P naught B into chi B upon P total, that is 92. So P naught B is what? P naught B, that is 50 into 0.4 upon 92, that is giving you 20 upon 92. That final answer is 0.22. So 0.22 is the right answer for this question. Next, choose the correct representation of the conductometric titration of benzoic acid versus sodium hydroxide. See, benzoic acid is what? Benzoic acid is weak acid. Sodium hydroxide is strong base. So somewhat, if graph means if you plot between volume of this NaOH and conductance, okay, how much NaOH volume? See, this is not going to be constant. First of all, start from here. This, because of weak acid, it will go downward. Then again, it is increases slowly. H ions replaced by this Na. Okay, then little bit, and then sharp increasement. Okay, I'll show you like this. So there is a sharp increasement. Okay, so graph will look like this. So here this graph is constant and then increasing. No, this is not. Then next, if you see the one graph that I plotted now, this is looks like that. Let's see other also. This is not possible, and this one is also not possible. So right answer for this question is option B is appropriate. Okay, clear. Now after that, we will move to the next question. Next question is primary, secondary, and tertiary amines are separated by what? So see, primary, that is C2H5NH2. Secondary, C2H5NH, C2H5. Tertiary, C2H5N. I'm just giving I'm writing alkyl group. You can take anyone. Okay. So how to differentiate primary, secondary, and tertiary? You will differentiate primary, secondary, and tertiary amine by Hinsberg reagent. Hinsberg reagent is the right answer. How? That is C6H5SO2Cl. This is the formula of Hinsberg reagent. Okay. See, first of all, when primary amine react with Hinsberg reagent, okay, just a second, class. Okay, so then after that, what will happen here, students? This H, one of the H from here, it will remove. When one of the H is removed now, then structure of this NH C2H5. Then here on this reaction, if base also you will take, so Na will base is going to take abstract to the acidic hydrogen. So for this final reaction, final product of 1 degree amine as double bond O and minus Na plus C2H5. Okay, clear? Understood? This is the primary amine test. Now the same if you go with a secondary amine. So for secondary amine reaction with the same Hinsberg reagent C6H5SO2Cl. So reaction would be like this. Here S double bond O N C2H5. Now, if you take further NaOH now, there will be no reaction. So secondary amine only react with Hinsberg reagent, but primary react with Hinsberg as well as base. Both. This is the one difference. Tertiary with Hinsberg, there is no reaction with Hinsberg reagent. Okay, why? Because there is no hydrogen to replace. So that's why right answer is option A. Okay. Now we will move to the next question. So next question is consider the octahedral complex of Ca2 plus with ethylene diamine tetraacetate EDTA. We have to find its coordination number of the complex as well as total number of oxygen donors. So students, see, this coordination number of the complex is 6. Okay, X value because EDTA is hexadentate, polydentate. EDTA is what? This is polydentate ligand. Or it is hexadentate. Okay, if it is hexadentate, means 6 donor sites are there. So X value is 6. Now in EDTA, this is ethylene diamine, 2 nitrogen, 4 oxygen. So how many oxygen are 4? 6 plus 4 is 10. So right answer is 10 here. Next, which of the following involve maximum number of carbon oxygen bond length? So see, E upon P ratio is maximum more bond length, right? So if you calculate the E upon P ratio, so E upon P ratio is maximum for electron upon proton ratio. I'm talking about number of electron and number of electron here, 28 upon 28, this is 1. Okay, and if we will calculate for FeCO5, so here Fe, that is again 26, it is 1. If I'll take Mn, that will become here 24 divided by, this is 25, so somewhat 0.96. And then if we take vanadium, and vanadium 24, its value is 1.04. So maximum value 1.04 for VOCS6 minus. That's why option D is correct. Maximum bond length is this one. Correct. Very easy question. Next question, class. Okay. Next question is yes. Identify the correct option among the following. So we have to identify which one is correct, which one is not correct. Okay. So here, if you see, this is propene, right? Propene is showing reaction with chlorine at a high temperature. So here allylic compound will form. The compound here, it is reaction will be Cl2. So product is here. This is CH2Cl. Okay. Now add, this is product B, add aqueous sodium carbonate. So aqueous sodium carbonate, when it react, so it is converting the compound in CH2OH. Okay. Now then, if it is react with HOCl, so this will give you 2-degree carbocation more stable. So when 2-degree carbocation is more stable, then it is CH2OH, OH, and Cl. Okay. This is my major product. Minor product will be here OH will come and Cl will come. This is because of happening here 2-degree carbocation. There are two. See, if this bond will migrate here, so CH2OH. This is 2-degree carbocation. Okay. But if this bond will migrate here, so we will get CH2OH 1-degree carbocation. Okay. So that's the reason this is forming major product. This will form minor product. And RNS on treatment with excess of dilute NaOH gives also the same product. So option A is correct. Okay. Next question. Consider the reaction 2H2 plus 2NO gives N2 plus 2H2O. The rate law for the reaction is rate is equals to KH2NO square. Under what condition could these steps represent the mechanism? So here, which one would explain or which one is slowest step? So here, this step can be mechanism if step second is a slow. Okay. Step second is the slowest step. Next question. The following are some statement related to fifth A group hydride. Incorrect statement. Reducing property. See, first of all the hydrides I am writing NH3, PH3, SbH3, and PiH3. So remember it, when we are moving from their thermal stability decreases from top to bottom. One condition is clear. So thermal stability hydride decreases. This is means it is correct. Okay. Now tendency. One more thing. Reducing property means releasing of H ion. Reducing property increases because size increases and hydrogen is very small. Very quickly will remove. Okay, from top to bottom. So A is also correct. Now next point. Tendency to donate the lone pair, that is also decreases. Okay, because ammonia it's going to donate the electron. Okay, but Bi is unable to donate very quickly. Now bond angle. See, this bond angle is decreases. It is written increases. It is decreases. Ammonia here, this option is correct because due to the Drago's rule. So Drago's rule saying that this one, nitrogen family, oxygen family, 15 and 16 group elements, their hydrides when they form, so their electron negativity of this one period after period 2, period 3 to all these later periods, their electron negativity either similar or nearby similar to the hydrogen. That's why their bond angle is decreases. Okay, that's the Drago's rule. Okay, so the right option here, option D is appropriate and correct. Next question, that is which of the following statement is correct? If the formation of dioxygen for oxygen atom is 10 molecular orbital will be formed, all the molecular orbital in the dioxygen will be completely filled. Total number of bonding molecular orbital will not be same as the total number of anti-bonding orbitals in dioxygen. Number of filled bonding orbitals will be same as number of filled anti-bonding. See, if you look at the oxygen, okay, so here in oxygen molecule total, first of all, this one. This is oxygen atom, oxygen, 1s2. This is also 1s, 1s. So this will form bonding, anti-bonding. Then here it is 2s, 2s, bonding, anti-bonding. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then two px, 2py, 2pz, 2px, 2py, 2pz. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 7, 7 plus 3, 10. So total 10 or molecular orbital will form. That is correct. A option is correct. All the molecular direction will be completely filled. No, they are not completely filled. Last, remember 2p star x is equals to 2p star y. They are partially filled. Number of filled orbital will be same as number of filled. No, this is also not correct. And option C is also not correct. So option A is only correct answer for this question. Next question. 1 liter mixture of CO and CO2 is burned in excess of oxygen. The reduction in volume after combustion and cooling was found to be 100 ml at the same temperature and pressure. Calculate the volume ratio of CO and CO2 in the final pressure. See students, for that what we have to do, we'll write first of all total X plus Y here. First of all, you can say X is the volume of CO, Y is your volume of CO2. So X plus Y is equals to 1000. Okay. And one more thing, since here oxygen consumption, if you remember, that is X by 2. Okay. And here given volume is also reduction of 100 ml. So X by 2 is equals to 100. So X value is already 200, right? So Y value is, see, X value is already, this will become what? X value will get 200. So Y value is 1000 minus 200, that is 800. Okay, so X upon Y will take, that is 200 upon 800. So data is 1:4. So 1:4 is the right answer. Option C is most appropriate here. Next one. Entropy change can be calculated by using the expression delta S is equals to Q reversible upon T. So when water freezes in a glass beaker, choose this correct statement. So remember, as molecules unable to move properly, if molecules are unable to move properly, so system energy decreases. System energy decreases means system decreases. So system releases a lot of energy. So surrounding will get higher energy. So system decreases, but surrounding increases. Option C is most appropriate from this. Okay, just to give me a minute, class. Okay, so class, now as we discuss this question, next question is, which of the following will not give Lessington test? See, Lessington test is used to perform nitrogen detection in organic compound. So now, if we are doing the Lessington test, so at least nitrogen is directly combined with carbon, okay, and they should be covalently in nature, and sodium is going to combine. When they combine with sodium, so they will form sodium cyanide, NaCl. Okay, now because this is ionic and easily to detect also. Now here hydrazine is what? Hydrazine is inorganic compound, and inorganic compounds, due to the inorganic nature of compound, it is unable to detect, unable to give Lessington test. Right option is option C. Next, which of the following statement is correct for aqueous solution of CH3COH? So CH3COOH, it is weak acid, it is dissociating CH3CO minus plus H plus. So Ka, we will get H plus and CH3COO minus upon CH3COOH. Okay, clear this point? Now H plus concentration, how you will get, that is Ka into C. So Ka value is given, that is 2 into 10 to the power minus 5. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 5. Concentration is also given, 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. So it is giving you 10 to the power minus 6. And finally, after solving the root, 10 to the power minus 3. And pH is minus of log H plus concentration, 10 to the power minus 3. That is pH is equals to 3. So right answer is here option A. Next question, the equilibrium constant Kp1 and Kp2 reactions here. So first of all, how we have to solve Kp1 is equals to, first of all, this equation, x gives you 2i, okay, just a second. So 1 minus x, and this is 2x, okay, and Kp1 are in the ratio is already Kp1 ratio 1:1, they have already provided. So we can write here, partial pressure P1, 2x square, okay, upon 1 minus x. Kp2, for Kp2 z gives you P plus Q, this is 1 minus x, and from x and x Kp2, that is 9, so it is partial pressure P2, common we can take, this is x square upon 1 minus x, so ratio Kp1 upon Kp2, that is P1 upon P2 multiply with 4x square upon 1 minus x, common we can take here, that is your 1, so because 1 is very, very larger, okay, so we can take it, and x square, so x square cancel, and in place of Kp1 we can write 1 upon 9, so ratio will become, that is 9 fours are 36, and this P2, so ratio is 1:36. Next question, when aldehyde is heated, phthalic solution or reduced non-precipitate form, that is Cu2O is going to form. Okay, because from +2 it is coming in +1. Next, which of the following does not undergo Friedel-Crafts reaction? Nitrobenzene, because reason is it deactivates the ring. When ring deactivates, the Friedel-Crafts reaction does not possible. Basically, minus M group deactivate, like CN and all, they'll deactivate. Next, oxidation of H4IO6, so X, this iodine X, and this one is +6, -2, this is -1, here 4. So 4 plus X minus 12 is equals to -1. So here, finally, this is X minus 8 is equals to -1. So X is equals to 7. So +7 is the right answer. Next question. Major product for this reaction. So major product, how will form for that reaction? Look at this reaction very carefully. So first of all, on this reaction, Grignard reagent is going to attack. So we have, I'm explaining this reaction class. Look at it here. We have O, double bond O, CS3 MgBr. Here CS3 is nucleophile. This oxygen will take the electron, CS3 will attack here. If CS3 attacks here, so you will get double bond O, CH3, O MgBr and CS3. Now if this will take the electron, another CS3 MgBr will attack, so CS3 will attack on this carbon and MgBr will combine with this oxygen. So finally your reaction will be OMgBr, and this. Okay, so now H3O plus reduction and H3O plus reduction in presence of acidic hydrolysis we will get. So here OH and this one. Okay, and here OH and this one is now PCC in presence of dichloromethane. So this is 3-degree alcohol. So 3-degree alcohol does not perform reaction with this PCC, pyridium chlorochromate. Okay, now we have option of OH. So OH is going to react 2-degree alcohol, transform into ketone. So here this is OH, this part, this one, and double bond. So right option, if we look at this question, option C is correct. Okay, class, clear? Next question. So now integer type, total number of chiral compound from the following. There is first of all no POS and no COS, no plane of symmetry, no center of symmetry. And in this condition, there is a chiral carbon. This one, here it is chiral, and here it is chiral. Okay, here if you check now this side, so here there is a symmetrical condition. Okay, and here also symmetrical condition you will get. So that's the reason the compound that is showing chiral compound here, there is the right answer is 2. Okay, for this question. Because if there is a plane of symmetry, there is a center of symmetry, compound does not perform, does not show chirality. Okay, for that there will be no plane of symmetry, there will be no center of symmetry, and a chiral carbon that's combined with 4 different groups. Okay, next question. Achha, this one we have the next one. So how many of the following reaction will give organic compound? So this one is giving organic compound, that is CH3 CH2 OH. There will be no reaction. There is a formation of product CH3 CH2 OCH3. This is metachloroparabenzolic acid, and this one also gives you the compound. So this one is giving 1 and 5th, and this one in presence of silver nitrate. This one also, when it is going to react, is also performing. Okay, so this one also gives you, and this one NaNO2 does not perform the reaction because diazonium salt, and then O will go. So this is also not giving this, and this is pinacol to pinacolone rearrangement. Okay, so this one option 7th is also. So total 4 compounds perform and give alcoholic compound. Okay, next one. Among the following oxides, which one here x number of basic or y number of L. So then the value of x. See, CrO3, first of all, this is amphoteric. Okay, ZnO is amphoteric, and MnO2 is also amphoteric. So 3 is amphoteric. Now, if we talk about acidic, so V2O5 acidic, X, this is for X. Okay, now Mn2O7 is acidic, and then CrO3 is acidic. Next, for basic, that is FeO is basic. Okay, and Cu2O is also basic, and then NiO is also basic. So X, 3 acidic, 3 basic, 3 amphoteric, that is 6 by 3, that is, it is 2. Yes, 2 is the right answer. Next question. At what pH given molecule does not migrate towards any electrode when electric field is applied? For this question, remember, whenever we talk about the this condition, so isoelectric point is what? Isoelectric point is the pH at which the molecule does not there is no net change. Okay, if no net change, meaning it does not migrate in any electric field. If it does not migrate, so we can solve here Pi, isoelectric point pK1 plus pK2 upon 2, that is 2 plus 3.90 by 2, that is 2.95. Okay, so somewhat we can take here on an average 3. Okay, class. Next question, that is a light wavelength. Okay, so for this question, a light wavelength 200 nanometer falls upon a surface, and two different wavelength photons, lambda 800 nanometer and lambda 400 nanometer, are emitted from the surface. 80% of the energy absorbed is re-emitted in the form of photon. Number of photons emitted as lambda 800 nanometer is 3 times that of photons emitted as lambda 400 nanometer. If the ratio of total absorbed photon to total emitted photon is x, then find the numerical value of this is 12.8. Whatever the x value will get, will multiply with 12.8. Okay. So now, how we have to approach? See, first of all, remember incident photon. So incident photon energy, that is 1240 upon 200. So that is 6.2 eV. Okay. Now emitted photon energy, if we talk about, see, emitted photon means 2 are happening. Okay. E at 800, that is 1240 upon 800. So this will become 1.55 eV. E at 400 is equals to 1240 upon 400. So when we will get, this is 3.1 eV, right? Now, after that, total energy re-emitted. Total energy re-emitted, class, that is, here they are saying total energy are emitted from the surface, 80% of the energy is absorbed, re-emitted in the form of photon. Absorbed is re-emitted in the form of photon. So 80% of what? 80% of 6.2 eV. Okay, that is 4.96 eV will take total. Okay, 4.96. And now let, here we can imagine, let the number of 400 nanometer photons is equals to n, just a second, is equals to n class. Okay, so then 800 nanometer photons, just it will become 3n. Okay, now after that, so now energy equation we can write it like 3n into 1.55 plus n into 3.1 is equals to 4.96. So total it is, after solving, 7.55, n is equals to 4.96, so n is equals to 0.64. Okay, so we can get here total energy emitted photons is equals to 0.64 plus 1.92, that is 2.56. But total absorbed photons is 1. So ratio x is equals to 1 upon 2.56, that is 0.36. And now final value, that multiply with 12.8, 8 into this x, so this is 12.8 into 0.36. This will become, or this is on an average when we multiply. Just a second, class. This will just a second. 12.8 multiplied 0.36. 4 point. If it is 0.39, if you take. Okay. So we'll get 4.99 and nearby approx 5. So right answer for this question is 5. Okay. So 5 is the right answer, and we have discussed all the test questions, class. Hope you all have done well. Thank you. Good day. Bye bye everyone. Thank you.
Hope you guys all did take the FT-9 as well, the 9th full length test which you had, and I hope you were able to get amazing marks too. And if you guys have any doubts in the paper, any questions which you were not able to solve, this session is to just go through the paper, find the easy questions and the method and the solution for all the questions as well. Okay, that's the plan for the day. Let's start off with the very first question. What do we have? We have A1, A2, A3. This is the GP of increasing positive terms. A1 into A5 is given to us as 28. A2 plus A4 is 29. What's the value of A6? Geometric progression question. There's only two things that you need to think about. There's the first term A and the common ratio R. That's just right. So over here, what is the condition? We have A into AR power 4. Fifth term is AR power 4 is equal to 28 over here. Right. So you have A square R power 4 equals to 28. All right, let's keep it as it is for now. Let's look at what else do we have. Next condition we have A2 plus A4 is equal to 29. So that's basically AR plus AR cube is equal to 29. I can take an AR common from here and I can write this as AR into 1 plus R square is equal to 29 over here. Okay, we have these two expressions. Now let's try and eliminate, play around with some terms. So I can see that if I create a square R square, right? If I create an A square R square over here, that is squaring on both sides over here, I can get A square R square into 1 plus R square equals to 1 plus R square the whole square equals to 29 square. Now what is A square R square? From the expression A square R power 4 equal to 28, I can say A square R square is 28 divided by R square into 1 plus R square ka whole square equal to 29 square. So what does this give you? This now gives you the expression over here that R square upon 1 plus R square the whole square is equal to 28 divided by 29 squared. This will give you 28 divided by 29 squared as the expression over here. Now just observing this a little bit. We don't have to actually convert this into a biquadratic equation and solve this. Just by simple observation, I can see, okay, if I take R square equal to 29, if I take R square equal to 29, I am, yes, getting a direct expression because in the denominator, I do have 1 plus 28 the whole square, 29 square in the denominator over here as well. So directly I can say over here that yes, my R square has to be equal to 28, meaning that my common ratio will be equal to root of 28 over here. Okay, so now I've got my R square ka value. So I can say what is my A square going to be? A square into R power 4, which is 28 ka square, is equal to 28. That would mean that your A is equal to 1 upon root 28. Now what do we have to find? The sixth term, which is nothing but AR power 5. So that's 1 upon root 28 into R power 5. So R square is 28, so R is root 28, which means R power 5 is R power 4, which is 28 square into root 28 over here. It's cancelled out. You have what? 28 square. So you don't even have to find all of them. 28 square has to end with a 4. So that will be directly 784. Option C will be the answer for the question. Okay? Plain and simple. Very direct question over here. Option C will be the answer. Moving on. What do we have next? Your function g of x, it is equal to 2 times f of x by 2 plus f of 2 minus x. And you have been told that f double dash of x is less than 0. So what does f double dash of x less than 0 mean? It means that f dash of x is decreasing. And what does f dash of x decreasing mean? It means if I take f dash of x1 and f dash of x2 by comparison, if f dash of x1 is less than f dash of x2, then I can say that x1 will be greater than x2. Then I can say that x1 will be greater than x2 over here. So now this is the condition that we have, right? So over here, decreasing interval, I need to play around with g dash of x being decreasing, right? So being a negative value rather. So g dash of x will be equal to 2 into f dash of x by 2 into x by 2 ka derivative 1 by 2 plus f dash of 2 minus x into derivative of 2 minus x, that's minus 1. This value has to be negative because g of x is said to be decreasing over here. Because g of x is said to be decreasing over here. So I can say that this is negative. Wonderful. So now from here, what do I have? I have f dash of x by 2 minus f dash of 2 minus x has to be less than 0, which means f dash of x by 2 should be less than f dash of 2 minus x, giving you x by 2 less than 2 minus x. So what do we have? We have 3x upon 2 less than 2, that is x less than 4 by 3 is the condition that we have over here. Okay? Value of x जो है, that has to be less than 4 by 3 over, oh sorry about that. So we have a decreasing, f dash of x is decreasing, right? So here your inequality will switch. Your inequality will switch because f dash of x is decreasing. Okay? So that's why we get x rather greater than 4 by 3, but x lies between 0 to 2. So therefore the final answer will be that your x has to lie between 4 by 3 and 2. That's option B will be the answer for this question. Okay? Plain and simple, direct question. Moving on, what do we have here? We have a system of linear equation. How many solutions does it have? Wonderful. So 2, 1, 3, we directly start with the determinant. -1, 0, 2, and you have 0, 2, 5. What's the value of this determinant? Let's expand about the first column because I can see a 0 present over here. So I'll get 2 into -4, 0 minus 4 basically, then minus plus 1 into 5 minus 6. I can very much see over here that what is the expression that I have? I have a -4, I have a -1. The value is absolutely not equal to 0, which is important. As it is not equal to 0, I will directly have a unique solution. Option A will be the answer for this question. Okay, that's the basic idea and the answer for this question as well. Okay, moving on. Let's have a look at the next one. What do we have here? So the foci of a hyperbola is said to be 1, 14 and 1, -12. Okay, it passes through the point 1, 6 as well. All right. What is the length of the latest rectum? Perfect. So we have obviously looking at this, I can see that this is going to be a vertical hyperbola because it has the, okay, somewhere over here, 1, 14 is one of the foci, and the other foci is given to you as 1, -12. So 1, -12. So the midpoint of the two foci will be your center. So what is the midpoint coming in as? 1, 14, 1, -12. This will be 1, 1. Yeah, 1, 1 over here is going to be your midpoint over here, which will be your foci, which will be your center. And then you have been also given one more information that your hyperbola, it passes through this point 1, 6. Now 1, 6 obviously is not going to lie over here in the fourth quadrant. It will lie over here at 1, 6. Now we have some important information. Why? Because this distance right here represents nothing but the semi-transverse axis over here, which is equal to 5. So that means I've got the value of my B equal to 5 over here, and I can use this and the fact that the distance of the center from the foci is equal to 13 to say that my B ka jo value hai, that is going to be equal to 13, which would give me eccentricity equals to 13 by 5, which means I have the direct condition 1 plus A square upon B square, which is 25. This is equal to 13 upon 25 over here. So you have 25 plus A square upon 25 equal to 13 square divided by 25. So what is A square? I can say A square is equal to 144, giving you A equals to 12. The moment you have got this, length of latest rectum is what? It is 2A square upon B, which will be 2 into 144 divided by 5. That's 288 upon 5. Option C will be the answer for this question. Okay, everyone, is the idea clear? Got it. Plain and simple basic question over here. Okay. Chalo. Moving on. What do we have now? So you have a set A with the elements 1, 2, 3 till 10, and you have been given a set B which contains the elements of the form m by n, such that the HCF of mn is equal to 1. How many such elements are possible is the question. See, this is a very simple question. M should be less than n as well. So this is purely taking cases. So like n equal to 1, I don't really have any possibility because m less than n is not possible. N equal to 2, I have only one possibility, which is 1 by 2. N equal to 3, I only have two possibilities, 1 by 3 and 2 by 3. At n equal to 4, what will happen? You will have, yes, 1 by 4, but 2 by 4 you cannot take because the HCF is not going to be equal to 1. We can take 3 by 4. Okay? So you just have to literally count. There's no standard formula or anything per se. The pure counting problem. Count all the cases possible. So 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 1 by 4, 3 by 4. For 5, you have 1 by 5, 2 by 5, 3 by 5, and 4 by 5 as well. So total, you have 31 such terms where m by n, m is less than n, the HCF is equal to 1, and you have these terms possible. Okay? So total of 31 terms are possible here. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Sure. Moving on. The total number of positive integral solutions. So anytime you have product equal to some term and you need to find the positive integral solution, always the idea is to convert this into beggar coin method. How do we do that? First of all, we factorize this 48. 48 is nothing but 16 times 3, which is 2 power 4 into 3 power 1, right? So I have x, y, z ka product equal to 2 power 4 and 3 power 1. Now the simple idea is that if x, y, z का product is purely in terms of 2 and 3, then x, y, and z as integers also have to be purely in terms of only 2 and 3, right? They can only be in terms of 2 and 3. So I can say that my 2 is nothing but, sorry, x is nothing but 2 power x1, 3 power y1, into y is nothing but 2 power x2, 3 power y2, and z is nothing but 2 power x3, 3 power y3. That's equal to 2 power 4, 3 power 1. What does this mean? It means x1 plus x2 plus x3 will be equal to 4, and y1 plus y2 plus y3 will be equal to 1 over here. So what does this mean? It means you have n plus r minus 1, cr minus 1, and over here also you'll have n plus r minus 1, cr minus 1 over here. And both of them, yes, you have these many possibilities of x1, y1, z1, and you have these many possibilities of y1, y2, y3. So we'll have to use fundamental principle of multiplication over here. So what do we have? We have 6c2, which is equal to 3, 5, 15, multiplied by what do you have over here? 3c2, that's equal to 3. That's 45. Option C will be the answer for this question. Okay, direct question over here, plain and simple, basic, positive integral solutions was all we have to find. Okay, moving on. What do we have? A pair of dice is rolled until the sum 4 or 7 is obtained. Perfect. What is the probability that 7 comes before 4? So now the idea is we need to ensure that you are getting a 7 before you are getting a 4. Okay, you are doing this an endless. So this is a case of infinite cases possible. You have to add all the cases, right? It's this category. So how do we go about? See, if I get 7 on the very first throw, that's perfectly fine, right? First of all, let's look at the possibilities of getting 7. So I can get 7 as 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, and you have 5, 2, 6, 1. So there are basically 6 ways of getting 7. How many ways of getting 4? So for 4, you have 1, 3, 2, 2, and 3, 1. That's it. Okay, these are the only ways. There are 3 ways of getting 4 over here. Okay? Getting 6 and getting 4. Now what we do over here is, so first of all, what is the probability of getting the sum 7 in the very first throw? So there are 6 possibilities out of total 36, so 6 upon 36. Now see, the next possibility is that in the first throw, you neither get 7 nor you get, sorry, neither you get the sum 7 nor you get the sum 4. Neither 7 nor 4. What is the possibility of getting neither 7 nor 4? Meaning, apart from these 9 cases, you need something else. That's 27 by 36. And then in the second throw, you should get the sum 7. Then you cannot get 4 or 7 on the first and the second throw. Then on the third throw, you will get sum equal to 7, and this keeps on going. This keeps on going. Straightforward. What is the first term? 6 upon 36. What is the common ratio? 27 upon 36. What is this equal to? This is 6 by 9. It's 2 by 3. Option B will be directly the answer for the question. Okay, plain and simple, basic question over here. All right, the idea is clear. Moving on, what do we have now? So the area bound by the curve e power minus x and e power x, and the directrix of this parabola. Okay, first of all, let's get the directrix. So let's convert this as y square minus 4y plus 4 equals to 4x minus 8. So basically, this is y minus 2 the whole square equals to 4 times x minus 2. So basically, what will be this? It's a right-facing parabola with the vertex at 2, 2. What is the directrix going to be? Distance a. So at a distance 1 unit from this 2, 2, that is the line x equal to 1. So now the question is, you need to find the area between e power minus x. This is e power minus x. E power x. This is e power x. And this is e power x. And x equals to 1. This is x equal to 1. So the area in question is this region right here. I can say that this area is nothing but integral 0 to 1, the upper curve, which is e power x, minus the lower curve, which is e power minus x. That's it. So what is the integral of e power x? That's e power x minus of e power minus x minus of minus e power minus x. That is plus e power minus x from 0 to 1. Put in the upper limit 1 over here, and that will give you e plus e power minus 1 minus, put 0, what you're getting is 2. Now you might look at this and you might say, there is no option, none of this feels like the right answer over here, right? But here you have to use a little bit of the concept of expansion series over here. We know that e power x can be expanded as 1 plus x upon 1 factorial plus x square upon 2 factorial plus x cube upon 3 factorial and so on and so forth. Which means your e power 1 jo hai, that is equal to 1 plus 1 upon 1 factorial plus 1 upon 2 factorial plus 1 upon 3 factorial till infinity. E power minus 1 on the other hand will be 1 minus 1 upon 1 factorial plus 1 upon 2 factorial minus 1 upon 3 factorial till infinity. So if you add the two of them up, what will happen is all the odd terms will get basically cancelled out and you have 2. But what will happen with the 2? So let me write this like this. So 2 plus, or rather let me, okay, 2 plus 2 times 1 upon 2 factorial, 2 times 1 upon 4 factorial, and then there is a minus 2. Why did I keep that 1 plus 1 separate? Because of this minus 2. So we can cancel both this 2 and minus 2 over here, and you simply have 2 times 1 upon 2 factorial plus 1 upon 4 factorial till infinity. That's 2 times summation 1 upon 2r factorial from r equal to 1 till infinity. Okay? This is the basic idea. Option B will be the answer for this question. Okay? Clear and simple basic question over here. Okay, moving on. What do we have over here? You have been told that 2 cos inverse x is equal to cot inverse of 2x square minus 1 upon 2x into root of 1 minus x square. Okay. Now this 2x square minus 1, 2 into x into root cos inverse x and this cos inverse x, everything kind of points towards, we go for the substitution, cos inverse x is equal to theta or x is equal to cos theta, wherein obviously your theta will lie between 0 and pi over here, which indirectly means that your x has to lie between minus 1 and plus 1. This is a given condition. Now when you substitute this in, what you get is 2 theta equals to cot inverse of 2 cos square x minus 1. What is that? That is nothing but cos 2 theta divided by, what do you have over here, 2 into cos theta into root of 1 minus cos square theta, that's root of sin square theta, which is sin theta, which is nothing but 2 theta equals to cot inverse of, we have over here cos 2 theta divided by sin 2 theta, that's cot 2 theta. And when is cot inverse of cot 2 theta equal to 2 theta? This happens only when 2 theta lies in the principal domain of cot, which is from 0 to pi over here, which is from 0 to pi over here, meaning that your theta lies between 0 to pi by 2 over here. If theta lies between 0 to pi by 2, I can say that my x has to lie between 0 to 1 over here. So x has to lie between 0 to 1, x has to lie between minus 1 and 1. Taking the intersection of the two of them, I can say overall x must lie between 0 and 1. That's option A will be the answer for the question. That will be option A as the answer for this question. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Chala. Moving on. What do we have? Integral minus 2 to 2 e power x minus e power minus x plus greatest interior function of cos x upon e power x plus e power minus x. Achha, look at one thing. If I break it into two parts, that is e power x plus e power minus x upon e power x plus e power minus x plus greatest interior function of cos x upon e power x plus e power minus x, integral minus 2 to 2, integral minus 2 to 2. The reason why I have done this is, look at this carefully, this part right here, this is an odd function. Why? Why is this an odd function? Because when you put minus x, you'll get e power minus x minus e power x. Denominator will be the same. That means this integral from minus 2 to 2 is simply equal to 0. And over here, because cos is an even function and e power x plus e power minus x is also an even function, this will be simply integral 2 times integral 0 to 2 greatest interior function of cos x upon e power x plus e power minus x. If we talk about cos x between 0 to 2, 0, this is 2, this is pi by 2, 1.57. So how does the graph look like? Comes till pi by 2 and then it keeps decreasing until your minus pi over here, somewhere at minus 3.14, where you get the minus 1. But the point is that between 0 to pi, greatest interior function of cos x is equal to 0. Between pi to 2, you have, between pi by 2 to 2, what you have is negative numbers, so greatest interior function is minus 1. So I can write this as 2 times integral pi by 2 to 2, greatest interior function is minus 1 upon e power x plus e power minus x. This is what you have. This is what the question overall reduces down. Let's take this minus sign also outside. Now, how do we integrate this? Pretty simple. If I slightly manipulate this out, I can write this as what? I can write this as minus 2 into e power x ka whole square plus 1. Basically, I have written e power minus x as 1 upon e power x. So I get e power x ka whole square plus 1. And the denominator wala e power x is just sent to the top over here. That's just sent to the top over here. Get this 2 back in. And now, if you differentiate this, if you substitute e power x the whole square plus 1 equals to t over here, what will you get? You will get 2 e power x into e power x wala form, or rather just directly go for e power x is equal to t. So you will get the integral of 2t dt divided by what? T square plus 1 ka format. Now this t plus 2t dt is nothing but the derivative over here. That's ln mod t square plus 1, the minus sign plus the constant of integration. That's minus ln mod e power x the whole square plus 1 plus c. What do we have in question? Oh, you have the limits over here, that is from pi by 2 to pi. So just substitute the limits from pi by 2 to pi over here. No need for taking the constant of integration over here. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, there won't be a t created over here, right? Yeah, when we substitute e power x is equal to t, your e power x will become direct. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, let's bring this to keep it outside itself. Okay, we have just gone for the substitution e power x is equal to t, right? So that will simply take care of this e power x dx, that will become your dt over here, dt upon t square plus 1. That's nothing but tan inverse of t with a minus 2 put outside. Let's keep that outside only for now. And over here we will put in the limits from pi by 2 to 2 over here. Now this gives you the expression. Substitute, you'll get tan inverse of e square minus tan inverse of e power pi by 2, because t is nothing but e power x, and the entire expression is multiplied with a 2 over here. That's 2 times tan inverse of e power pi minus 2 times tan inverse of e square minus tan inverse e power pi by 2. You can even take that minus inside and write this as tan inverse of e power pi by 2 minus tan inverse of e square, which is, I believe, your option D, which is the answer for this question. Okay, pretty easy, basic manipulation wala question hai, nothing else over here, straightforward and simple question. Yeah, hope the idea is clear. Let's move on. All right, what do we have now? So we have a line 5 plus 3 iota z conjugate plus 5 minus 3 iota z plus 22 equal to 0. It is tangent to the circle x square plus y square equal to r square. So basically, I can just say that the distance of that line from origin will be directly equal to the radius. Fine. And the circle modulus z equal to r lies in which of the following regions is the question. Wonderful. Now, observe something, everyone. So over here, this is 5 plus 3 iota into z conjugate, and this is 5 minus 3 iota into z conjugate. I hope you are able to see that 5 plus 3 iota into z conjugate is nothing but a conjugate of 5 minus 3 iota z. It is the conjugate of 5 minus 3 iota z. And we know that any times a complex number and its conjugate is added, what you get is 2 times the real part of 5 minus 3 iota into z. Let's consider z to be some, so let's use a plus bi because we have already used over here, a plus bi ka format over here, plus 22 is equal to 0. So what is this? This is the real part will be equal to 5a minus 3b iota square, that is plus 3b plus 22 is equal to 0. So that's basically, you have the line of the format 5a plus 3b. Let's use xy itself. So you have the line over here 5x plus 3y plus 11 equals to 0. Now you have been told that this line jo hai, it is tangential to this circle x square plus y square equal to r square. It is tangential to this circle x square plus y square equal to r square, right? So I can say that the radius directly is what? It is nothing but the distance of origin from this line. What is the distance of origin from this line going to be? When you substitute 0, 0, it will be 11 divided by root of, what do you have? 25 plus 9, root 34 over here. So what is this value? Okay, so that's 11 divided by 5 point, what do you have? That's very close to 36. So I'll say something like 5.9. So this value jo hai, it is slightly less than 2, I'd say 1.8, 1.9 on that line. It's approximately radius is 1.9. So basically what you have here is a circle with the radius 1.9, slightly less than 2. And we need to prove, check which of the following options, okay, which of the following options over here completely covers the entire x square plus y square equal to this 11 by root 34 ka whole square. Now amongst this, if you look at option D, the reason I'm kind of tempted over here is this 5 iota and 9 iota. I can sense that this is going to be a simple distance wala concept over here, meaning that over here, if I plot this, what is this? This is the collection of region where the distance from the point 0, 5, which lies somewhere over here, and 0, 9, 0, minus 9, which will lie a bit more down over here, 0, minus 9. The distance from 0, minus 9 has to be greater than the distance from 0, 5. So that region is simply given by their midpoint, which is 0, 2. The midpoint is 0, 2. So the entire collection of points which is present above this line of 0, 2 will come into play. And we can see that, yes, our tiny circle of x square plus y square equal to 11 by root 39 the whole square does come in that particular region. It does come in that particular region itself, which means I can say that this is a acceptable region. Let me show you one option why it cannot be, just to show you guys. Like at the same end, other options also, you can just have to get the regions. Let me take mod of x plus 5 greater than mod of x z minus 9. So this is the region where the complex number, the distance from 0, minus 5, and we are talking about distance from 0, 9. So distance from 0 comma minus 5 is greater than the distance from 0 comma 9 over here. So in this case, what will happen is the midpoint over here, yes, it will come over here in this case as 0 comma 2 over here, and this region will be present somewhere over here. This is going to completely ignore. This is going to completely ignore your circle. So it does not come in the region. Similarly, you can check the other options as well. They're not going to satisfy. The only option where the entire region is covered is option B over here. Okay, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. And let's move on. Let's have a look at the next one. What we have over here, you have 0 comma 1 by 2 curve passes through this point, and the slope is given by dy by dx is equal to 2xy plus x cube upon x square plus 1. Very well. I can write this as dy by dx minus 2x upon x square plus 1 into y equals to x cube upon x square plus 1. So if you substitute, so there's a linear differential equation. I can say integrating factor will be what? It will be e power minus 2x upon x square plus 1 dx, which is e power minus ln of x square plus 1. That's e power 1 upon ln 1 upon x square plus 1. So I can directly say integrating factor is what? 1 upon x square plus 1. So you can say y into integrating factor will be equal to integral q, which is x cube upon x square plus 1 into integrating factor, which makes it x square plus 1 the whole square over here. What are we going to do? We'll simply go for substituting this x square plus 1 over here as equal to t, which gives you 2x dx as equal to dt, meaning x dx will be equal to 2 dt, dt upon 2 wala expression over here. Okay? So what can I write this over here? This will now become x square, which is t minus 1 divided by x square plus 1 the whole square, that is t square into dx, x dx, which is dt by 2. There's this integral that we have. There's this integral that we have. Y upon x square plus 1 is equal to this expression. Now let's take the 1 by 2 outside. And what is the integral? It is t upon t square, that is ln mod t. Then minus 1 upon t square ka integral, that will be t power minus 2 plus 1. That's 1 by t ka format plus the constant of integration. Okay? So I have y upon x square plus 1 is equal to, overall expression will look something like this. It's a bit calculated, this one. So you have y upon x square plus 1 equals to 1 by 2 into ln of x square plus 1 t was what we had substituted, right? Yeah. Plus 1 upon x square plus 1 plus the constant of integration. So here it passes through the point 0 comma 1 by 2. So substitute 0 comma 1 by 2 over here. So 1 by 2 1 by 2 ln 1 plus 1 plus c. So 1 by 2 cancels. You have 1 is equal to ln 1 is 0 plus 1. That's c equals to 0. So what is the function? Y upon x square plus 1 is equal to 1 by 2 times ln x square plus 1 plus 1 upon x square plus 1 over here. So you have y equals to x square plus 1 by 2 into ln of x square plus 1 plus 1 by 2. Basically 1 upon x square plus 1 divided by 2 into x square plus 1. This is the final expression that we have. Okay. Now over here the question is, what is the value? Which of the points does it pass through? I can see that in 3 of the options there is root e minus 1. So it is best to gamble with x equal to root 3 minus 1, root of e minus 1. The substitute x is equal to root e minus 1. You will get y equals to e minus 1 plus 1 divided by 2 into ln of e minus 1 plus 1 plus 1 upon 2. So that's e by 2 into ln e, which is 1. So that's e by 2 plus 1 by 2. That's e plus 1 by 2. Do we have an option? Yes, we do. Option B at x equal to root e plus minus 1 is equal to e plus 1 by 2. That therefore option B will be the answer for this question over here. A direct, plain and simple question. Okay, that's the entire idea that we have. Moving on, what do we have here? Okay, we need to classify this function. Anytime you have mod, first step, break it into 2 parts. X minus x plus sin x. Oh, that's beautiful. It's simply equal to sin x for x less than 0. So x less than 0 pe sin x, that means directly I can say it's a many one function, right? Because x less than 0 pe the graph will look something like this. So it's a many one function, nothing else to worry about. Then when x is greater than equal to 0, you will have 2x plus sin x. Now 2x plus sin x ke bare mein, I know that this is an always increasing function, right? Because the derivative comes out as 2 plus cos x, which is a always positive expression, meaning that after x greater than 0, it is going to be a purely increasing function. I don't care how it increases, but it's going to increase and go till infinity. So the minimum value, while being minus 1, the maximum value does go up until infinity. The maximum value does go up until infinity, making your range minus 1 to infinity, which matches your codomain. Hence, it's a many one onto function. That's option C will be the answer for this question. Okay, everyone. Hope the idea is clear, plain and simple. बेसिक पढ़ना था, ठीक है। चलो, moving on, let's have a look at the. Okay, so what do we have? We have P vector. It is said to be perpendicular to this A and B vector both, and it satisfies this condition of P dot I cap minus 2 J cap plus K cap. What is the value of P dot I cap plus P dot K cap? Basically, X component plus Z component they're asking. Get the P vector and find the X component, Z component addition. Very well. First of all, I can say that if it is perpendicular to both these vectors, it will be lambda times A cross B, right? It will be lambda times A cross B over here. So what is A cross B? Let's get this A cross B first of all. I cap, J cap, K cap. And you have 1, 2, 3, minus 2, 4, and 1 over here. So what do you have? 2 minus 12, that's minus 10 J cap. And then what do you have? 1 minus of minus, that is minus 7 J cap. And because of the second term as it is. And for K cap, you will have 4 minus of minus 4, that's 8 K cap over here. This is into lambda, this is your P vector. Now you have been told that P dot this I cap minus 2 J cap plus K cap, this is equal to minus 6. Which means minus 10 lambda. So lambda, let's keep it aside only for now. That's minus 10 plus 14 plus 8 is equal to minus 6. So what is this? This is minus 2. That's 12. Lambda is equal to minus 6 upon 12, which is minus 1 by 2. So your lambda will be equal to minus 1 by 2, which means what is the X component? X component will be 5. And what is the Y component? Sorry, Z component? Z component will be minus 4. So 5 minus 4, that is going to be option A. 1 will be the answer for this question. Direct, plain, and simple question. Okay, straightforward, nothing else to worry about over here. A very simple question, this one as well. So this paper has been relatively easy, if you would say that. None of the question has been very calculative. I guess even this one I'd say is quite easy. I could say that this one at least there was a bit of option work involved over here, so slightly calculative. Okay, this one I'd say it's a bit of a longer integration, but none of the questions were hard per se. These are all questions which were still kind of doable. Okay, let's look at the next one. We have an equation e power 2x into root x upon x, which is e power 2x divided by root x, and you have been told that equal to some constant, this is one line, and y equal to k. You have been told that they have exactly one solution. I need a bit of the graph of this expression to get some idea. So let's first of all, so this will be only defined for positive values of x. Well and good. Let's differentiate. Let's get the nature first of all. So derivative will be equal to what? That will be e power 2x. I could convert, I could either consider it as x power minus 1 by 2, or we could just play around with this. Let's just play around with this itself. E power 2x into 2 root x minus, you'll get e power 2x into 1 upon 2 root x whole divided by x. I guess x power minus 1 by 2 would have been better. Nonetheless, so what do we have over here? I can take e power 2x common. Then I have 2 root x into 2 root x, that is 4x minus 1 divided by x into root x, that's x power 3 by 2. So what are critical points? So critical points are x equal to 0, which for which the function does not exist. So we don't really have to worry. Only defined for positive values of x. Then another critical point is x equals to 1 by 4. Right. Then you have another critical point. I guess that's the only set of critical points that you will have over here. X equal to 1 by 4 is the critical point which you have to basically work around with over here. So that would mean that the graph of this expression will look like what? So over here I can say that my dy by dx jo hai, for x less than 1 by 4, it is going to be decreasing. Post that, it is going to be increasing over here. So I don't care what the value is that tending to 0. I don't have to get that limit. I can say that the nature which it will behave, nature that it will take is that it's going to decrease till 1 by 4 and then it is going to increase. Meaning that there is a local minima at x equal to 1 by 4. And if you have another function where y is equal to that particular minima value, I'll have exactly one solution. So all that you have to do is find this minima value, that is substituting x equal to 1 by 4. So you get e power 1 by 2 into root of 1 by 4, that's 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 4 over here. That's what, that's equal to 2 root e, which is option B, the answer for this question. Okay, this is option B will be the answer for this question. Plain and simple, basic manipulation over here. Okay. Chalo, moving on. Oh, what do we have here? Limit x tending to 0, cosec x into root 2 cos square x plus 3 cos x minus cos square. Okay. So kind of roots you have, it always gives us a feeling of what going ahead with the rationalization method. So let's rationalize this. Cosec x also I'll prefer it as in the format of sin x. So I can put that in the denominator as sin x. In the numerator, what you get? You get 2 cos square x plus 3 cos x minus cos square x minus sin x minus 4. And the denominator you get root of 2 cos square x plus 3 cos x plus root of cos square x plus sin x plus 4. Okay, so over here, one of the cos square you can eliminate, and this cos square x plus 3 cos x minus 4 वाला जो expression है, can I factorize that as cos x plus 4 into cos x minus 1 minus sin x divided by sin x into this root of 2 cos square x plus 3 cos x. Let me just write this as some two roots ka addition, because that's not an indeterminate form and it's not going to cause any problems. I don't want to keep on writing this root plus root. Okay, now the remaining part, if you look at this, how do we simplify this expression is the entire funda. I have a sin x over here, I have a sin x over here, but this is not tending to 0. This is the part tending to 0. 1 minus cos x minus 1. I can write this as cos square x minus cos square x by 2 minus sin square x by 2 minus 1, which will further give you the format of minus 2 sin square x by 2. So, and then let's break everything into half angles. So you get cos x plus 4 into minus 2 sin square x by 2 minus 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2 minus 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2, 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2, and then we have those two root wala terms. Now I can cancel all the zero causes. This sin x by 2 cancels out, and this sin x by 2 also cancels out over here. Now when you put x tending to 0, first term is directly equal to 0. Second term you have minus 2 divided by, in the denominator you have 2 into, what is this root wale terms ka addition, that is 2 plus 3, that is root 5, plus what do you have over here, 1 plus 0 plus 4, that's root 5 again. This is equal to minus 2 divided by 2 root 5, that's minus 1 upon 2 root 5. That's the final answer, I believe. Yes. Option D will be the answer for this question. Okay? So it's always the matter of finding which are the zero wala terms and trying to cancel those terms out. Okay? And trying to cancel those terms out. That's the entire logic that we have. Okay. Shalom. Moving on. What do we have here? So our function g of x. So this is very similar to that. I believe, which question was it? I think second question, third question. Yeah, the second question. So very similar logic, I think, will be applied over here as well. Over here, there's a slight change in the question. That's it. F double dash of x is said to be greater than 0, which means your f dash of x now is going to be an increasing function. F dash of x now is going to be an increasing function. So f dash of x1 greater than f dash of x2 means x1 will be greater than x2. All right, let's first of all find your g dash of x. What is that going to be? It will be 1 by 4 f dash of 2x square minus 1 into 4x plus 1 by 2 into f of 1 minus x square into minus 2x. So this 4 and 4 you can cancel it out. This 2 and 2 you can cancel it out. What do you have? You have x into f dash of 2x square minus 1 minus f dash of 1 minus x square. This is the expression that you have. This is your g dash of x. Now you are looking for the g of x is strictly increasing, so that's greater than 0. Now here, as there are two terms of product, I will have to break it into two parts. First when x is greater than 0 and then when x is less than 0. Now when x is greater than 0, I will need this f dash of 2x square minus 1 minus f dash of x square minus 1 to be a positive value. So that positive will give me positive, meaning that this will have to be greater than f of 1 minus x square, f dash of 1 minus x square. When it is negative, I need a negative value, which means f dash of 2 minus x square should be less than f dash of 1 minus x square. Be less than f dash of 1 minus x square. So what do you have over here? You have 2x square minus 1 greater than 1 minus x square, which gives you 3x square is greater than 2. That's x square greater than 2 by 3. Now, because we are only thinking about positive terms, I'll directly say that x is greater than root 2 by root 3. Then in the other interval, it's the same. It's exactly in the opposite sign. So here I will get that your x square is less than 2 by 3. And as I'm only talking about negative values, I'll get the expression where x is actually greater than minus root 2 by root 3. Basically, between minus root 2 by root 3 and root 2 by root 3, you have the expression, right? Take the intersection, x greater than 0, x greater than root 2 by root 3. So I will say that this is root 2 by root 3 comma infinity. And over here, what will I have? Over here, I have x greater than minus root 2 by root 3, but less than 0 over here. The final answer is minus root 2 by root 3 comma 0 union root 2 by root 3 comma infinity. That's option B will be the answer for this question. That's option B will be the answer for this question. Okay? Plain and simple. Basic manipulation wala question. Okay? A little bit more than the previous one, as there was an extra x. You have to take cases and think about it, not just the f dash wala part, that's positive or that's negative. Now you have to take the cases where x is positive and where x is negative as well. Okay, moving on. Now, this is one of the most standard type of question I believe you ever see. So there's a sec power 4 by 9. So I'll obviously try to create sec square because I know that I'm going to create a tan theta. So that's multiplying with 14 by 9 sec theta. If I'm multiplying with 14 by 9 theta, I will also have to divide by sec power 14 by 9 theta d theta. What is this? This is 1 upon sine, 1 upon cos, cos upon sine, cot theta power 14 by 9, or I can say it is tan theta power 14 by 9 and into sec square theta d theta. That's it. What is the integral? That's tan theta power minus 14 by 9. So, and the moment you substitute it as t, you'll get minus 14 by 9 plus 1 divided by minus 14 by 9 plus 1 plus the constant of integration. What's this? That's tan theta power minus 5 by 9 divided by minus 5 by 9. That's minus of 9 by 5 tan theta power minus 5 by 9 plus the constant of integration. Option B will be the direct answer over here. Okay? Plain and simple, very basic question over here. All right, what do we have? Summation of AK into AJ. This is the best thing. See, anytime you have summation of AK, AJ types given to you, right? You have to use just one simple logic, that summation AK ka square will be always equal to summation AK square plus summation AK AJ. Why? Because see, A plus B plus C ka whole square, what is this? This is A square plus B square plus C square plus 2 times AB, BC, CA. And this is a logic which works every single time. If I take A plus B plus C plus D ka whole square, I get A square, B square, C square, D square as well, plus 2 times AB, BC, CD, and all other combinations over here. This is the plain and simple rule. Now over here, using this, I can say what I have is 2500 is equal to summation AK square, which I need for standard deviation, plus summation AK JK, which is 1100 over here, 2 times. 2 times 1100 over here. So what do I have? Summation AK square jo hai, that will be equal to simply 300. And the moment I have summation AK square, I can say that my standard deviation is root of summation AK square divided by total number of terms minus summation AK upon total number of terms ka whole square, average ka square. So what's this? Standard deviation will be equal to root of 30 minus 5 square 25. It's root 5, which is option D will be the answer for this question. That's option D will be the answer over here for this question. Plain and simple, basic manipulation is all that we have to do over here. Okay. Hope the idea is clear. Let's move on. Now, we have been told the direction cosine of the line which is equally inclined to 3. Okay, so you have 3 mutually perpendicular vectors, lines over here whose direction cosines are given to you as L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2, and L3, M3, N3. So the line which is equally inclined to all 3 angles will have the direction ratios, not the direction cosine, but I can say will have the direction ratios of the form L1 plus L2 plus L3, M1 plus M2 plus M3, and N1 plus N2 plus N3. M1 plus M2 plus M3 and N1 plus N2 plus N3. This will be the direction ratios, because we don't know if the direction cosine or not. Is this the magnitude equal to 1? And doesn't look like it as well, right? And I can see that in all the options they have kind of dealt with this itself. So now the entire goal is going to be, how do I get this direction ratios I have? How do I convert into direction cosine? I need the magnitude, right? Okay, so basically what will the magnitude kind of look like? It is L1 plus L2 plus L3 ka whole square plus M1 plus M2 plus M3 the whole square plus N1 plus N2 plus N3 the whole square. Just like we had done in the previous standard deviation wala question, I know that I am going to get this L square summation of all the Li square, then Li square plus Mi square plus Ni square, right? And this I know that this will be equal to what? Directly 3 plus 3. This will be equal to directly 3 over here. Why? Because I know that L square plus M square plus N square is 1. L2 square plus M2 square plus N2 square is 1, and L3 square plus M3 square plus N3 square is also equal to 1. Why? Because they are all direction cosine, meaning L1 square plus L2 square plus L3 square will be obviously equal to 1. Okay? So that's one thing sorted. So when I'm adding all 3 combinations, L1, M1, N1, L2, M2, N2, and L3, M3, N3 will combine together to give us 3. Very well. Then what you have is, then you have the combination. Then you have the combination of all the L1, L2 plus L2, L3 plus L3, L1. Similarly, M1, M2, M2, M1, M2, M3, M1, M3, and similarly N1, N2 plus N2, N3 plus N2, N3 plus N1, N3. Okay. How do we get this? For this, we use the fact that these lines are said to be mutually perpendicular. What does that mean? Can I say that means L1, L2 plus M1, M2 plus N1, N2 is equal to 0? Similarly, L2, L3 plus M2, M3 plus N2, N3 will also be equal to 0. And so will L1, L3 plus M1, M3 plus N1, N3. And if you look at that, isn't this exactly what we have over here? Isn't this exactly what we have? L1, L2, L3, L1, L1, L2, L2, L3, L3, L1, M1, M2, M2, M3, M3, M1, M3, N1, N2, N2, N3, N1, N3. All of these terms just in a little bit of rearranged fashion, which means this summation of L1 square, L2 square, N3 square plus M1 plus M2 plus M3, that's equal to 3 over here. Its root, which will give us the magnitude, will be equal to root 3. And if I divide the direction ratios by this root 3, what I will get is nothing but my direction cosine, which is exactly what we are looking for. That's option B will be the answer for the question. So option B will be the answer for this question over here. Okay, interesting question with a bit of a logic which you have to use. Alrighty, moving on. What do we have over here? Okay, this one looks like a heavy hitter. So you have summation r equal to 0 to n tan of x upon 2 power r plus 1 plus tan cube x upon 2 power r plus 1 divided by 1 minus tan square x upon 2 power r plus 1. Okay, first things first, I can see that there's a x power 2 x upon 2 power r plus 1. So we need to obviously simplify that term inside the sigma notation. I don't want to write that every time. So let me just take a simpler value, which is theta. Let's take a simpler value, which is theta. All right. So I have tan theta plus tan cube theta plus 1 minus tan square theta. Much better looking, right? This is much better looking. Okay. Let's simplify this. I can take tan theta common. What do I get? I get 1 plus tan square theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. This is good. This is good. What is this? I know that 1 minus tan square upon 1 plus tan square is what? That's cos 2 theta, right? So I can say this is nothing but tan theta divided by cos 2 theta. I can write this as sin theta divided by cos theta, cos 2 theta. Okay, very well. I want to somehow break this. Can I write instead of sin theta, can I write this as sin 2 theta minus theta divided by cos theta, cos 2 theta? I'm just trying to break it. See, summation of infinity formats, anytime that you have, the idea is always that you're trying to somehow create a sum of two terms ka method of difference wala jo VN method we use, right? We are trying to just create some format of the same VN method over here. So I'm going to think about breaking this up. I'm going to think about breaking this up into two easily terms which get cancelled out kind of. So what do I have over here? I can say that this is equal to what? This is equal to sin sin A cos B, which is sin 2 theta cos theta. So that's sin 2 theta divided by cos 2 theta. That's tan 2 theta minus cos 2 theta sin theta divided by cos theta cos 2 theta. That's minus tan theta. So this is the format that you have. So when you go off this summation from r equal to 0 to n over here, so at r equals to 0, let's now bring it back to the original format, right? So what I have is tan of 2 times theta will be equal to what? X upon 2 power r minus tan theta is x upon 2 power r plus 1. Because over here, when you put r is equal to 0, you will get x upon 1 minus tan of x upon 2. Then tan of x upon 2 minus tan of x upon 3, and so on and so forth. What will happen over here? Tan x by 2, tan x by 3, cancel, 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 cancel. Lastly, you do get a tan of x upon infinity, which is 0. That's tending to 0, so wouldn't really make any difference. So the entire thing, all that we have done till now is we have got finally your f of x, which is actually equal to tan x. Now the question starts. Now we need to find a limit. Now we need to find this limit extending to infinity. Extending to infinity, or is it 0? Extending to 0. E power x minus e power tan x divided by x minus tan x. That's good. That looks good, right? I can do something over here. I can take the tan x common, and what I have is e power x minus tan x minus 1 divided by x minus tan x. Now x minus tan x is tending to 0. E power f of x minus 1 upon f of x tending to 0 is directly a standard limit of 1. And this is e power 0 also equal to 1. Therefore, I can say that the final answer will also be equal to 1. Okay, so the limit was at least the easier part over here. So I can say that yes, 1 will be the answer for this question. So yeah, 1 will be the answer over here. Okay, pretty easy, basic manipulation wala question. All right, moving on. What we have now? You have been told that sine of cos theta minus 1 ka root gives the real value. What do we know? We know that sine of cos theta jo hai has to be, cos x jo hai has to be greater than 1 by 2 is the simple condition that we have, which means that your cos x jo hai has to be greater than pi by 6. But cos x we know is also less than or equal to minus 1, right? Cos x we know is also always less than or equal to less than or equal to what? By the definition of cos, which means alpha jo hai that is equal to pi by 6. Oh, that's a way too easy of a question, right? Cot square pi by 6, that's 3 into root 3 ka square, that's equal to 3 over here, which is equal to 9. Is that the answer? Very well. This was a way too easy of a question, right? Absolutely free marks for you guys. Direct, simple question right here. All right, moving on. Okay, what do we have? Find the number of integral values of k for which this line 3x plus 4y minus k equal to 0 lies between these two circles over here. Cool. So let's first of all draw the circles. What are the circles that I have? This circle, the center is at 1, 1, and the radius is 1 plus 1 minus 1. Radius is equal to 1. Yeah. have the circle over here, 1, 1 center, radius equals to 1. Perfect. Next circle, what is the center? It is 9, 6. Okay, somewhere over here I will have. What is the radius over here? 81, 36. That's what? 117 minus 113, 2. Radius will be equal to 2 for this one. Okay, radius equals to 2. Now you have been told that there are lines such that the lines which are parallel to this 3x plus 4y minus k wala line, and it is said that it is not cutting a chord on neither of the circle. Right? Basically, it has to lie somewhere over here in the middle over here, above the pink line and above the smaller circle and below the bigger circle over here. Okay. Simple condition is that I can say that the distance from the origin over here, this distance has to be greater than the radius. That means what is this distance? That's 3 plus 4 minus k divided by 5. This has to be greater than 1. And over here, this distance has to be greater than 2 over here. What is this distance? That is 27 plus 24 minus k divided by 5. This is greater than 2 over here. So basically, you have 7 minus k mod greater than 5, and you have what do you have over here? 51 minus k mod is greater than 10 over here. Achha, now look at one thing over here. At 0, at k equals to 7, basically, I have the line passing through 1, 1. Now, see, it cannot go below. See, even going below, the distance can be more, but I don't want it below. I need to ensure that it is present above. That means my value of k, it has to be greater than 7 so that the line is present up, which would mean that mod of 7 minus k, I will directly open as k minus 7, meaning that k is greater than 12. Similarly, over here, what's the idea? Over here, at k equal to 51, the line will pass through the center, but now I don't want the line to be present above this bigger circle. It has to be below the bigger circle. So I will ensure that my k ka value that is actually less than 51. So which would mean that over here, this opens as 51 minus k is greater than 10. That would give you with what? Minus k is greater than, that's k less than 41. Okay, k, as I've got the condition, that lies between 12 and 41 over here. This is the entire condition that we have. Okay, and find the integer values over. Achha, without cutting a chord, they have mentioned. Oh, if they have mentioned chord, that means tangent is fine, right? One thing that we have missed. So tangent over here would be actually fine. It's allowed to be equal. Just a chord it cannot cut. It is perfectly fine if I have a tangent in place of that, right? It's perfectly fine if I have a tangent in place of that. It's something that we have missed. So I will get the condition over here that it lies between 12 and 41, including both. So from 12 till 41 over here, I can say that there's a total of 31 terms over here. Right? Directly, I can take a bit of logic over here. I can say that there are a total of 31 terms over. No, there won't be 31. 30 terms. 41 minus 11, 30 terms I will have. This should be 30. Yeah, that's the answer for this question. 30. So there's a total of 30 integral values of k for which this given condition will be clear, everyone. Hope the idea is clear. Let's move on. Let's have a look at the next one. What do we have here? We have a differentiable function. What is the value of f of 2? Very well. See, anytime you see a variable in the integral, directly Newton needs to differentiate the entire expression, right? So get 4 into x plus 2 into f of x plus 2 into x plus 2 ka whole square into f dash of x minus 6 into x plus 2. That's equal to 10 into upper limit when you put x plus 2 f of x. Derivative of x is 1 only, so no problem, minus 0 itself over here. Okay, this is the expression that you have. I can cancel out this x plus 2 over here, and I can say over here that, let's shift everything over to one side rather, right? So what do I have? I have minus 6 f of x plus 2 times x plus 2 into f dash of x minus 6 equals to 0 over here. This is the overall expression kind of that I have. Let's put in the values over here. So this is what? 2 times x plus 2 into dy by dx, f dash of x will replace as dy by dx, is equal to 6 plus 6 f of x, that is 6 plus 6y, that is 6 into 1 plus y. I can cancel these two out as well. And I get dy upon 1 plus y is equal to dx upon x plus 2, which gives you ln mod 1 plus y equals to ln mod x plus 2. There's a 3 here. Ln mod x plus 2, that's whole cube over here, is 3 plus the constant of integration. Wonderful. Now we need to get the constant of integration ka value. How do I get that? I need to find one point. So let's put x equals to 0. So when you put x is equal to 0, what are you getting? You will get 2 into 4 into y minus 3 into 4 equals to 0 over here, which would mean that your y is equal to 3 by 2. Y is equal to 3 by 2 and x equals to 0. So let's put x is equal to 0. So you get ln mod 4 by, sorry, 5 by 2 is equal to ln mod 8 plus the constant of integration. So what is the constant of integration? That's ln of 5 by 16 minus ln2 when you will do. Now you need to find the value of y at x is equal to 2. So you'll get ln 1 plus y is equal to ln of 4 cube, that's 64, minus plus 5 by 6, that's multiplied by 5 by 16. So this cancels out 1 and 4 over here. This gives you 1 plus y equals to 20 and y equals to 19. I believe should be the answer for this question. Yeah. Y will be equal to 19. So this one, a bit of a work, right? There's a bit of a work over here. You have to simplify, convert into a differential equation. After converting the differential, after playing around with the differential equation, you get the function, and then you can finally solve and get the answer over here. Okay? Clear, everyone? Hope the idea is clear. Bit of now, I think integer type question mein, this second one was quite easy. First one was calculative. Second one was like nothing. Third one was, I believe, I will say this was again calculative. Fourth is also calculative. So there's only one question. The MCQs were relatively very easy in this one, but the integer type was slightly on this. So anyone who's like, I'll do one after the other, you were kind of got lucky because the later questions are a bit on the difficult side, right? Chalo, moving on. What do we have here? A cricket player who has played more than 1 games during his career has made a total of n square minus 12n plus 39 into 4 into 6 power n minus 5 into 3 power n plus 1 runs. If TR represents the runs made by the player in the rth match, okay, you've been told what is the score he has made in the rth match, there's a TR, and you have been told that T1 is equal to 6. What is the value of n? TR is also given to us 3 times TR minus 1 plus 6R. Okay. We have to start somewhere. Let's start with the relation between TR and TR minus 1, right? I can write this as TR minus 3 TR minus 1 is equal to 6 power R. Now, let's say divide both the sides by 3 power R. Minus TR minus 1 divided by 3 power R minus 1 equals to 2 power R. The reason why I did this is because there's a 3 extra over here, TR minus 1. So I can get some sort of a relation over here. Because now I can kind of see a VN method pop out over here. Because if I apply summation from R equal to 2, because at R equal to 1, I will have T0, which doesn't mean anything. 0th maths does not make any sense, right? Till n. And over here also summation R equal to 2 till n over here. So what do I get over here? Over here, the good thing is I will get something like T2 upon 3 square minus T1 upon 3 plus T3 upon 3 cube minus T2 upon 3 square, so on and so forth, till Tn upon 3 power n minus Tn minus 1 upon 3 power n minus 1. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Everything gets cancelled out. You're simply left with, on the left-hand side, you're left with Tn upon 3 power n minus T1 is given to you as 6, so that's minus 2 is equal to summation of 2 power r, which is a, that's 4 into r power n. So total number of terms now is n minus 1, right? So 2 power n minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1. So this is the expression that you have. So I can say that Tn upon 3 power n minus 2, this is equal to 4 into 2 power n minus 1 minus 1 wala format is what I have over here. I can say Tn is equal to what? 4 into 2 power n minus 1 minus 4 plus 2. And the entire thing multiplied by 3 power n. So Tn is equal to 3 power n into 4 into 2 power n minus 1 minus 2. This is the expression that you have. Let me take a 2 common. So 2 into 3 power n into this 2 into 2, I'll write as 2 power n minus 1. So this I can write as 2 times 6 power n minus 3 power n. This is the generator. Now why is this useful? Why do I need the generator? Because now I can find the, what is given to us over here. This is Sn given to us, right? Now I can get the Sn over here. What will the Sn look like? It will be equal to, Sn will be equal to 2 times 6 power n ka summation over here. That's the first term over here is 6 into 6 power n minus 1 divided by 6 minus 1 is 5 minus 3 into 3 power n minus 1 divided by 2. This is the format that I have. Okay, that's a combined expression. So let's simplify this out a little bit. You will get 12 into 6 power n minus 1 divided by 5 minus 3 into 3 power n minus 1. Basically, I've just multiplied the 2 inside. And when you take the LCM over here, what is the LCM? LCM will be equal to 5. I can also take a 3 common out. Take the 3 common out over here, 4 and 5. So what will I get? After taking the LCM 5, I will get 3 into 4 power 6 n minus 1 minus 5 into 3 power n minus 1, right? Minus 1 divided by 5. Let's take that 5 also outside. So I have 3 by 5 into 4 into 6 power n minus 4 minus 5 into 3 power n plus 5. So that's 3 by 5 into 4 into 6 power n minus 5 into 3 power n plus 1. Now looking at the question, you have been told that the sum is equal to 4 into 6 power n minus 5 into 3 power n plus 1. Oh, that's something we already have. Divided by 5 also we have. And you have this extra n square minus 12n plus 6. What should that be equal to? That should be equal to this 3. That's n square minus 12n plus 39 should be equal to 3. That's n square minus 12n plus 36 equal to 0. This is n minus 6 the whole square equal to 0, giving you n equal to 6. Now this has been another roller coaster question. Quite calculative, and there's a good chance of messing something up and losing marks as well. So yes, I'd say that integer type, except for the second question, which was like way too easy, all of the other questions were quite good questions which needed good amount of thinking and needed some time to solve these questions. So I'll say that this has been a bit of a mix up. It's a good paper, something that you can kind of expect in JEE as well. Some easy questions, some difficult questions, not something like this where all the difficult questions are integer type. Could happen, but chances of that are relatively less. But yeah, if you're able to get good marks in this one, it's a good one. If you're able to identify that, okay, integer type questions I should not really solve and focus more on the MCQ and the second integer type question, it should have been very good for you. Okay? And you are on the right track as well with respect to question selection. Okay? So yeah, that's it for this session, this video, and I hope all your doubts were cleared. All the very best of luck for your next exams as well. Okay, guys, bye bye.